Hey there, it's Phil again. I'm going to return again to one of Napoleon Hill's stories. This time, this one's called A 50-Cent Lesson in Persistence. Napoleon Hill's friend R.U. Darby was visiting his uncle, who owned a large farm that had slaves on it for workers. And Darby was helping his uncle just grind some corn up in the mill. And then all of a sudden, a little girl appeared and just stood there unexpectedly in the entrance to the mill. And Darby's uncle turned to her in a very kind of angry way and said, "Well, what do you want?" And the girl stood her ground and just said, my mother needs 50 cents. And Darby's uncle just told her to get out, that he wasn't going to give her 50 cents, and she needed to just get out, otherwise he would beat her. Well, the girl stood her ground, and Darby's uncle couldn't believe this, and so he picked up a kind of a stave, a barrel stave, which he was going to whip her. And he moved toward the girl, and she continued to stand her ground and said, my mother needs that 50 cents. And in this standoff, all of a sudden, Darby's uncle just broke down, put the whip down that he was going to use, and went into his pocket and came up with the 50 cents and gave it to the little girl, who then kind of still defiant, but now satisfied, kind of backed off and left. And so she left Darby's uncle to sit there and lick his wounds, because here he had been, here he was, the person of authority, the owner of the farm, the owner of basically slave help sharecroppers, and he had been outdone by a little 10-year-old girl. So the lesson here, as Napoleon Hill says, is this. Mr. Darby pointed out, every time a prospect tried to bow me out without buying, I saw that child standing there in the old mill, her big eyes glaring in defiance. And I said to myself, because at this point he was in the insurance business, I've got to make this sale. The better portion of all sales I made were made after people had said no. He recalled, too, his mistake in having stopped only 3 feet from gold. But he said that experience was a blessing in disguise. It taught me to keep on keeping on, no matter how hard the going may be. A lesson I needed to learn before I could succeed in anything. So the real lesson here, obviously, with the girl, is the importance of persistence in pursuit of our success. So if you found this to be valuable, I'd invite you to join me down below. Click the link and join me and my prosperity team. And you might also join me on the daily mindset call. That information is below as well. It's a daily phone call of over 400 entrepreneurs who are studying the philosophy of Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich. So with that, have a great day and see you next time.